I'm not stopping it again. Whatever is recorded this time is what's going to be recorded this time. I'm not. If it's an error, it's an error. But I'm gonna give you as much time as I can give you today, and hopefully you'll watch. If not, you won't learn anything. But hey, this is Big Perk from the perspective. Namaste, everybody, and welcome again to the perspective. I know it's been a while. I don't like giving excuses for why I hadn't been here. I just hadn't been here. That's about it. Now I am here, and I have some things I want to talk about. So let's get it underway. First up, and probably the only thing up, is our leaders. We really need to take a look at how we're choosing them and what kind of standards we're holding them to. Say, for instance, you're a airplane pilot, right? You can't take drugs, I'm assuming. I don't know. I ain't never took a drug test to be a pilot, but I would assume they're not allowed to do certain drugs. It's a lot of lives at stake. A person working at a car company where they build cars, they drug test them. You're not allowed to do any drugs. You can drink, but you can't do drugs. Now, here's the thing. That being said, we should have some standards in place for our leadership, don't you think? Don't you believe that our leaders should have some type of standards in place? We're not drug testing them, and we need to probably. They're always talking about drug testing people who are on welfare. I think we need to drug test the politicians. And here's something I like to call, when God gives you a punch to throw, make sure you throw it. Let's look to Proverbs 31, ladies and gentlemen. And no, I'm not talking about a virtuous woman. Not at all. I know the last time I had a conversation with someone about Proverbs 31, they said it's a virtuous woman, and they talked about that. And to me, it was like, do you know that there's a whole nother section above that where it describes a leader? A king, a leader, prince, someone in charge of other person's lives. It describes it. So I'm gonna pull it up, and then I'm gonna share my screen, and I want you to take a look at it, because I think that's the standard we need to hold our leadership to. We're not holding them to any standard other than you sound good on TV. Now, if you knew what I'm about to show you, if you knew this, then you probably would say none of our leadership right now or in the past have been worthy leaders. And what I mean to say is, we're going to take a look at it. How about that? Let me just go ahead and share my screen. And I'm going to try to do this the right way to make it make sense. Let's share that one right there. Right there. Okay. Can I move this over? Well, you can see that. Now, Proverbs 31, it says, the sayings of King Lemuel, and inspired utterance his mother taught him. Now, the scholars have said they don't know who that gentleman is. They don't have any record of a king with that name. However, when I look at it, there's a dude named Emmanuel. That's kind of close. So what if that's Mary talking to Emmanuel? Because remember, his name was not actually Jesus Christ. I know you didn't know that, but his name was Emmanuel. Probably Johnson. I don't know what his last name was. Who knows? But again, it says, listen, my son. Listen, son of my womb. Listen, my son, the answer to my prayers. Do not spend your strength on women, your vigor on those who ruin kings. Now we can stop right there. Just for a second, we want to go over that. Do not spend your strength on women, your vigor on those who ruin kings. You really don't want to have someone who's not supporting you, lifting you up. You know what? Let's go to a different version of this. This reads differently. Last time I read it, that ain't the King of James. Okay, here we go. That's more King James easy right here. All right, the words of King Lemuel and utterance. The utterance which his mother taught him. What, my son, and what, son of my womb, and what, son of my vows? Do not give your strength to women, nor your ways to that which destroy kings. Again, things that destroy kings. I had to learn this, and I learned this year. So I'm not trying to tell you something that I knew 15 years ago. Oh, I'm bringing it to you and telling you, we need to do this. I've been trying to tell you, no, just learned this. Seriously, I don't know how it was brought to my attention, but it was a big deal when I read it. And let's keep going. It is not for kings, O Lemuel. It is not for kings to drink wine, lest they drink and forget the law and pervert the justice of all the afflicted. Give strong drink to him who is perishing, and wine to those who are bitter of heart. Let him drink to forget his poverty and remember his misery no more. Open your mouth for the speechless in the cause of all who are appointed to die. Open your mouth, judge righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and needy. Now, if we have our leadership held to standards, then let's take a look at this here and see what kind of standards our leaders should be upheld to. Do not drink wine. Do not oh shit, I skipped one. Nor princes intoxicating drink. Yeah, I skipped all over that. So again, kings and princes intoxicating drink, lest he forget the law and pervert the justice of all the afflicted. What that basically means is we're going to go and let you read it somewhere else, because I don't want to keep giving you my opinion without you actually reading it. So this is somebody translating it in the newer version of the Bible, the International Reader's Version. And it says the rights, they might take away the rights of all those who are treated badly. Let beer be for those who are dying. Let wine be for those who are sad and troubled. Let them drink to forget how poor they are. Let them forget their suffering. So again, it's saying the same thing. There was another version I thought was pretty good. Oh, that American Standard. This one looks longer. But again, you can go ahead and read it for yourself. It's basically saying don't drink if you're a leader. It will cause you to do the poor wrong. It'll cause you to forget about the poor. And that's exactly what we've been seeing. And again, this is not something I knew. I just found out this year. So when God gives you something, it's about timing. So the timing is right. And we have to start looking at our leaders and saying, hey, you guys have to have some type of rules too. I don't need a cool leader. I don't need a handshaking, ball throwing, coming and hanging out with me, saxophone playing leader. That's not who I need to lead. No, I need somebody who doesn't drink, don't get high, be the smartest person in the room so that you make the decisions that are best for the people. And that goes from the mayors to the governors to the city council. We need to have the smartest people Non-drunks. See, if you're going home at the end of the evening and having a drink, then no, sorry. You should resign, and or you know what? Don't resign. Go to AA. How about that? See, we need to have you guys start to go to AA. We need you to get yourselves together. No fake AA either. I mean, go to AA, quit drinking, and learn to take care of these people. Because right now, you're doing exactly what the Bible says a drunk king or leader would do. You're doing exactly that. So when you're wondering, why are they doing this? Why aren't they taking care of this? Why do we have a space force? Why do we have homeless people who are veterans? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? Well, it's because your leader goes home at the end of the night and have a drink and forget all about what they did to you. And then they come and get in front of a camera the next day and they tell you some stuff that sounds really good and some sound bites. 15-second sound bite, 20-second, 1 minute, 5 minutes. They're repeating the same thing over and over. Are you guys not paying attention? This is, you can go back 8 years and you can hear the same rhetoric from that election. Seriously, you can go back 12 and it's the same thing. Voting rights is a problem. Immigration, still a problem. Still trying to raise minimum wage. Healthcare, still a problem. I'm like, are we in a circle of stupid? So everybody, you need to really think about what you're doing. Think about your crazy. Read some of these verses. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to stop sharing. I was sharing a long time, but that gave you plenty of time to screenshot and read for yourself and understand how your leadership has taken advantage of you. See, they thought it was cool to come out and be an ordinary guy. And that was what the people wanted. And true enough, that is what the people wanted. People watch too much damn TV. So if you watch your government, it looks eerily familiar to Young and the Restless. It really does. You have your Democrats and you have your Republicans. You have your Abbotts and you have your Newmans. You got the chancellors too. It's an independent group of people who are not actually fighting all the time, but they, I'm not even finna go there. But again, those two teams marry between each other. Those two teams are the same team. I'm not sure if you noticed, but it's the same team. So the problem is not with government. It is not, it's with the people. We're the problem. Yes, go look in the mirror. This the problem right here. It's because we didn't know that our leaders weren't supposed to drink. See, we didn't know that. We thought it was cool for him to be at the bar with me, having a couple drinks. That's a regular Joe. He's a regular Joe. That's a regular guy. I like him. I'm voting for him. And then he got in there and his drunk self or her drunk self, and they made some laws and did some things and they changed it, and the government got richer, corporations got richer, and they neglected the poor. Exactly like your Bible says. So if you guys are Bible people and you really want to tell me about how this is wrong and we need to do this and blah, blah, blah. Well, hey, right there, there's another one. Another one. DJ Kelly, that's some smooth stuff. Hey, but seriously though, if you're going to be up somebody's face talking about their sexuality and pointing fingers, and you probably can't even find that in the Bible, all that kind of stuff you're doing, then do this one, point that finger. This is the big finger right here. That's the finger. That's the one right there. Your leaders are drunk and they are neglecting you. They're neglecting the world, basically. They don't care about the animals. They don't care about the water. They don't care about the dirt unless they're digging it up to get something out of it that is valuable for them. We have the ocean on fire, people. The ocean's on fire. Nobody cares. Hey, I'm gonna ask you guys something, because I love asking stuff. Did you all know that the planet that we're actually riding on is alive? Did you know that? You didn't know that? Well, I'm gonna show you something. I'm not gonna show it to you, but I'm gonna tell you something. Think about this. I have hairs growing out of my arms. I have hair growing out of my chin. There are things inside me you can't see that are constantly moving around, keeping this body alive. There are, say you ever ate a whole lot of fried foods for a long time and got a boil, like a little volcano on your leg? You pop that joker and it busts out all this horrible stuff. I'm telling you, don't eat that much fried food. But again, I want you to think about the planet for a second. Oh, while we got water behind me, you ever cried tears, enough tears to create a puddle on your face? Okay, so now I want you to think about the planet. See these hairs, remember? These are trees. I cut them off, they grow back. Cut them down, they grow back. Trees on the planet. Yes. Now, volcanoes are like little boils on your body. What I'm trying to get you to understand is this planet is just like you. The difference is you have a voice of talking to things like you, and you believe that we're sentient beings and we're just outstanding, made in God's image, and we're running around here, and you really don't know you're fleas on an elephant. You're really fleas on the elephant. We can't even see you unless we get real close to that elephant. So imagine the earth being in a whole nother category, a whole nother league of communication. Just, you don't have any idea of where the communication is going. But you can tell that this planet is constantly moving, constantly changing all the time. And it is itching with fleas. And the reason I say itching with fleas is because I believe that the earth is highly pissed off and constantly asking us through people. See, we're on a spiritual journey, and this planet is like our mother moving through space. And that sun, he's a little farther away, but he's pretty hot. The farther away is, the better. But yeah, I said that the way I said it for a reason. But what I'm trying to tell you is, if mothers telling father, I wait till your daddy get home, these fleas is bothering me. That kind of, to me, y'all talking about global warming. Yes, the emissions is a problem, not so much as the fact that we are not caring. We could dissipate most of that into space. We could dissipate most of that CO2 out of the atmosphere if mother was happy. However, I don't believe she's happy. She sees her children neglected. She sees this massive amount of wealth being generated for the politicians and multi-corporations. She sees the pain and struggle going on for the majority of the people. So being that that's the case, what if she had said, Father, I can't wait to get home? And all those dire warnings we have with these 100 15 degrees in Canada, people. Canada's where you go for the summer to get away from the summer. Not this year. You leave here, go into Canada, you go into a worser summer than the summer you just left. So you ask yourself, are we currently being warned? Are we being warned? Like, hey, get your shit together. Seriously. Are we being warned? Is anybody paying attention? Does anybody care? And I know you're probably saying, well, ain't nothing we can do about it. There's nothing we can do about it. Yes, it's a lot you can do about it. First off, you need to start believing that anything is possible with God power, Buddha power, whoever you want to pray to. It's about the laws anyway. Just to kind of clarify something, no, God is not a great big old man with a ant farm trying to punish everybody. No. However, the Creator created all of this and put laws in place, like this one. That's the law of gravity. If you are on a object spinning around in a circle, and that circle of that mass has gravitational pull, if you jump up, you won't come off of it. That's the law of gravity. You know that law. You ever heard of the law of comeback? How about the law of use? If you hadn't heard of the law of use, I need you to go look that up, Sanford and Son, because that's one I just learned about recently. Like I had to get rid of a lot of stuff, you know. It was like, I'm not using this stuff, and this is what's holding me back. I can't get new stuff because I'm trying to keep on this old stuff. Is that what you said, God? Loosed it, and I promise you, I got some new stuff. It was like, where did that come from? Where did that come from? And then one day you look around and realize that even though you were giving away some stuff you thought was valuable, God replaced it all with better new things. So you have to understand these laws if you want to prosper. There's another one I just read today. It was not the first time I read it, but it gave me a different understanding of how I had been taught, so to speak. And it was, I think this was some Exodus. Might not have been Exodus. I can't remember exactly. I'm gonna look it up. I know I posted it. Where am I from? But it said, everywhere the soles of your feet shall tread. That's the land I've given you. Now, here's why that's important. There's a lot of people who walk around barefoot, and then there's a whole lot of people out here talking about, I'm a shoe fanatic, I got my shoes and all of that. Well, if the soles of your feet shall tread upon the land or something, whatever, let me see. Every place that the soles of your footsteps shall tread upon, that have I given you. Given unto you. That's Joshua 1:3. Every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that have I given unto you, as I said to Moses. Now, I don't know how you feel about that, but it didn't say the soles of your shoes shall tread. It didn't say the soles of your sandals. It said the soles of your feet. Now, how many places have you been barefoot? Now, I want you to think about another group of people that may be a little bit lighter than me, that walk around barefoot all the time. See, a lot of times we want to blame some people for our situation when they didn't have anything to do with our situation. Our inability to seek the right things, to accept the right things, our misuse of the power of the tongue. That's another law that is being destroyed. Woo, in the brown community. I'm like, tell you, like, the power of the tongue is such a problem because we, for some reason, believe compliments can be insults. No, it has been crippling us, and we have to change. We have to change it. You don't have to believe it, baby. I'm telling you, you can go around and look crazy all you want to, but at the end of the day, law is the law. You want to change your life? Learn the law. You want to get out of this poverty situation? Learn the law. Talk yourself, think yourself, speak yourself out of this. Because those people over there, when I talk to them, they have nothing but, man, I wish they could come on, do better. And you know, that's that sending out positive energy. It's the law of comeback. That's another law. Some people call it karma, but it's the law of comeback. The things you put out come back. So if somebody's sitting in the back like, I wish they could get their stuff together and get more education and get better jobs, and I wish they would take care of their neighborhood. But that comes back to those people. And guess what comes back to us? They need to pay for what they did to us. They need to understand how we've been suffering and all that. We need to make them slaves. And guess what? That came right back to us. So you can play crazy all you want to, but there's this law called shut the fuck up. So I know I lost a couple people then, but hey, there's another law called shut up if you don't have anything good to say. Seriously, if you don't have anything positive to say, shut up. If you don't have anything good to tell somebody, shut up. Your criticisms and your critiques, that's the same thing. Right? All your ignorance is coming back to us and keeping us in a serious downslide to who knows where. Speaking of downslides to who knows where. Yeah, I got some more minutes for this one because this is one of my recent favorite topics. Y'all can tell I'm just gonna do what I want to do. Recent favorite topic, and this one was brought to you by a friend of mine, but we're gonna address it. It was who's out of control? People want to say the kids are out of control. Are they really? Or are they not watching us? Now, I'll be the first to admit, hey, I should never had participated in Freak Meet. I shouldn't have. I thought it was fun, and even my memories of it seemed like it was a good time. It was probably the worst example I could have set for my nieces and nephews. Again, admitting I should have never played Luke, Dr. NWA, Tupac, and all that kind of stuff. I never should have been playing that out loud so other people could hear it. I didn't realize at the time I was a role model. People were watching me. My nieces and nephews, cousins, kids, everybody was like, "You my favorite cousin, you so cool." And at the time, I was drunk and high, so it made me feel good. Now that I've sobered up and I look back on my life, I say, man, why you think I'm out here doing this? I got some fixing to do. I am trying to buy my way like Constantine, baby. I'm trying to get into heaven by saving some folks, because it's probably the only way I'm gonna be able to get in there. And just like Constantine, y'all think it's a God. I know it is. So you wonder what I'm doing every day? Meditating and praying. trying to figure out a way to help you all. Again, ginger and lemon for a whole year. And now we're here at Proverbs 31, again, trying to show you where I'm not here trying to talk about anybody. I'm not trying to put anybody down. I'm saying we have to do some things differently. And one of those things is we need to have some accountability for our leadership. Our leadership has seriously failed us. And every time I see them drinking wine, beers, now that I've read Proverbs 31, I'm like, that's our problem right there. That's our problem. That's the problem. That has been the problem. And we just have not been paying attention. So we need to get some accountability for them. And I don't mean some fake accountability. We need some real deal, Holyfield accountability. We need some people who quit drinking, who never drank. Probably quit, probably be better, because at least you're saying, I know how messed up it is and how stupid my thinking was when I was drinking. See, that's something I know from meetings I go to. I can't really tell you who they are because, you know, they don't want me to, you know, I go to the meetings and guess what? You'll be surprised at who's in there. None of your leaders, though. None of them. Hadn't seen none of them. Not one. None of them. None. And we do online, and they're still not there. So you want to know what your problem is, why your streets messed up, why your taxes are messed up, why they got roadblocks everywhere? Your leaders are garbage. That's why. And it's not their fault. You never read Proverbs 31. I never read Proverbs 31. So I voted blindly, not knowing that this person shouldn't be elected. This person shouldn't even be running for office, because the Bible said it. The Bible says this is what that person is going to do if we let them in the office. And guess what? That's what they've been doing. They've been writing laws and writing rules that do not apply to anybody but a corporation and themselves. So, ladies and gentlemen, we can continue to go in this circle, pointing fingers. Well, hey, you can take them fingers I just pointed and say, hey, let's write some names down. Let's remove some people. Let's get some new people in office. That's about all I got. I think I'm hungry. So I'm gonna start shooting a whole lot more videos, because I keep hearing people say, you know, you got to practice to make purse. And I'm like, you sure right, man. You got to practice to make purse. So this is just one of many more coming. I might start doing them every day. But hey, big perk. And that's my perspective. See y'all later. Peace and love and light, joy, and all prosperity to those who are listening. We love you. Project Humanity, Generation Now. Yeah, this is the design we're working on. As you can see, this is green. That's why you can see it like it look like that. Water's in my chest, baby. So we're gonna pick a new background, and we're gonna be back around this town later on. And we love y'all. Y'all take care of yourselves and hold those leaders accountable. All of them. This answers a whole lot of your questions. Later.